Alright, so Space Engineers 2, this is a new one. So I've owned this game for quite some time while it's been in early access, but I haven't played it too much, and the reason was because survival didn't exist in a lot of the core factors of the game, and some of the core factors still don't exist. Like Vertical Slice 2.2 will introduce survival extensions, which I'm really interested for, and as well as Vertical Slice 3 and Vertical Slice 4. They're all core aspects of the game. Having NPCs, multiplayer, water, actually being able to shoot at people, all those are very important. And it's going to be interesting to see how the game evolves. But as of right now, we recently gotten Vertical Slice 2, and if you want to hop over to the VODs channel, I've already played the first two chapters and broken the game several times, which includes memory leaks, throttling my CPU, and more. But I think that this is a great thing that happened to Space Engineers 2, and there's an amazing initial cutscene that I will show you right now. Oh
10,000
shit, a
years.
cutscene.
Everyone we know, every generation after them, will be gone by the time we arrive.
But we'll be at the Almagest system, colonizing across the stars, expanding humanity, building everyone's future.
We're the part of the final wave, Miro. Lost to leave, and not knowing what we are walking into.
We will face whatever comes together. The first wave of ships, the Napier, the Shannon, they laid the foundation. We will complete their legacy. We left Earth in 2093. Over 1,000 years into our journey, and the first time waking up to refuel felt like a short nap. Yvonne and I wake at each of the 10 refueling stops, harvesting Perez particles deposited from dying stars, programming the warp drive's next jump, and then going back to sleep until the next one. Everyone else is sleeping and dreaming of the Almagest system, our destination. Past the halfway mark, and the warp drive is as perfect as the day it was installed. We are on track to arrive exactly when we are supposed to.
I don't know. I have this feeling in my stomach that there's something waiting for us in the darkness.
I hope you're wrong, Yvonne.
There it is, Delphos, and Almagest shining in the distance.
I'm picking up something.
They're heading right for us.
We can't evade it. Brace for impact.
Damn, I knew it. We need to abandon ship.
Not an option. Some of them didn't make it.
You tried to save the ship, and look what it cost me.
43 cryopods breached. The rest are stable, but the ship is busted.
So we're dead.
No, Verger is in range of the escape pods. I can make planetfall, find resources, and help.
You mean leave me here, alone, in a crashed ship?
You are too injured to make the trip. The colonists need someone here to monitor them and keep things stable.
This is your fault. We could have made it out just fine if we'd left when I said so.
I'm sorry.
Fine. Go be the hero. Again.
I'll be as quick as I can, promise.
Whatever.
Oh wow. Alright, let's stop that there. So that was the intro cutscene. That's the cutscene that you see at the very start. I won't go any further, as I feel like you should need to see that as well. But now let's quickly jump over into the game to the newly added creative scenario that adds these two planets. Okay. So here we are back in the creative scenario. It's a little bit laggy, but I think that is just because of all the shit that's here. So this is the creative scenario, and the only difference is we have a planet there. And if I believe I can look at the map. No, I can't. Okay, so this is the creative scenario. And let's take the red ship on down to the planet, I think. Because I didn't realize that the creative scenario would spawn us all the way over here. Hopefully it's not too far away as soon as I figure out where the control seat is for this ship again. Because it's a big thing. Oh, here it is. Wait, do the buttons work now? No, they don't work anymore. They still don't work. The one thing that's nice to see is stuff like this, where we can aim like halfway along the ship. And we can aren't forced to be like wherever the ship's pointing. We can point differently to the ship. So as you can see, 300 meters a second is the top speed of the ship here. Now you can have it in two modes. You can have it in meters per second, miles per hour, and kilometers per hour. Kilometers per hour will be 1,080 kilometers an hour, which is just under the speed of sound, because the speed of sound is 350 meters a second. So with modding, we might be able to get to the speed of sound, and some modder might mod in a really cool like sonic boom for when you are going the speed of sound, when you're in atmosphere. Obviously, when you're out of atmosphere here, you wouldn't have a sonic boom, because that doesn't exist. Another thing is the UI is, this UI is the current UI in the game. There is already a UI mod out there. So I think I'll see you whenever we get to the planet, because it looks like it's going to be a bit of a journey. Alright, so as you can see, the planet's starting to get pretty big, so I might want to start turning on power. And I might want to start aiming for this softer terrain that still happens to be in the day. Before I hit atmosphere, because the moment I hit atmosphere, I'm going to start losing thrust. And I do want to get down onto the planet, because I also have other crafts that can get out of the atmosphere anyway. So, not to worry. Okay, so as you would have heard, bit of an issue. So ion thrusters just became really weak as we've entered the atmosphere at cloud level. We're looking at an impact very quickly. Now we just try to stop and limit the damage. Which is looking like it's not gonna happen too well. Oh, that's a frame rate. Game is not happy with me doing that. Oh wow, it destroyed the command seat. Oh, what the fuck? Damn, it got just shaved. Oh, that's why. So the terrain was very hard in the area. I was hoping it wasn't going to be. But yeah, as you can see, damage model is interesting. There's a few issues with it, like these floating rocks that loaded in after the destruction. But yeah, it's an somehow some of the engines have actually managed to stay intact. But yes, I was hoping for it not to be propped up by a tree. Mountain just fell. But yes, anyways, welcome to the starting planet. This is one of the more foresty areas. You see, now depending on the terrain you do crash on depends on how soft it is. You know what, let me just quickly go in and craft. Let's go into build. Let's go into our blueprints and let's grab out the Grasshopper. So this is the ship that you start with in survival. I'm just gonna spawn it in here and hope it doesn't fall. It doesn't, look at that. So another thing to note, on all of the batteries, you can take out the power module. And the power module is dependent on the battery size. So the very small battery will literally just be the battery module. You won't get all of the other information on the sides here and all that. You won't get all this. It'll literally just be this battery. Well, it'll be the 0.5 meter variant. So it's just the battery compartment, and each of the battery compartments is worth 1 megawatt of power. With the 1.5 meter battery, obviously you have a 1.5 meter area, and with the 2.5 meter battery, which so far is the largest battery that we can currently get in the game, you will have 4 slots. And these batteries are interchangeable. As you can see from that, I just took out the battery and killed the power. But then if I put the battery back in, it turns everything back on. So, yeah, I'm just gonna spawn in a new one now. And we're just gonna fly this one. As you can see, pretty powerful thing. The nice little craft. I would recommend blueprinting this one to use as a little scouting guy. So as we fly around, let me turn down the master audio. 10%. Let's do 10% on the master as we go flying around the planet. So, one thing with Space Engineers 2 is that it's obviously not done yet, so keep this in mind. Everything that is currently in this build of the game is subject to change, as water's not released, so we're going to potentially have quite a bit of areas on existing planets be covered with water. Now, in the current build of the game, there are 2 planets currently available. There's only 2. So, keep that in mind. Out of the Alma system, we can only access 2 of the areas in story mode. In the creative mode, good luck getting to the second planet, as it took me about 10 minutes at 300 meters a second to get to this planet. Now, in saying that, the build system is really nice looking. I've enjoyed the building system. And the quests are interesting. So one thing to note, the difference between Space Engineers and Space Engineers 2 resource-wise is that stone doesn't exist as of right now. Whether or not they add stone is beyond me. The way that the refineries and the assemblers work is also completely different. The refinery can now make basic items, like plates and that, and then the assemblers make the more complicated items. And depending on the assembler size, I'm pretty sure, is dependent on what the assembler can make. Another thing is when you find like raw resource nodes and everything, they you can use the raw resources to just directly craft stuff, and there's no real benefit into taking the basic resource and taking the ore and making it into, say, steel plates, because it's the same ratio. Obviously, if you want to hold more at the same time, you would do that, but that's just something to keep in mind. As well as, not everything can use the raw materials. There are some things that are too advanced for your backpack to be able to make. So you have to use an assembler to make them. And as of right now, it just uses raw resources, but I feel like they might revise all this at some point. And if they do revise it, I would want to say that it would use the basic resources rather than raw resources. So that's Space Engineers 2. There's some interesting stuff that would be enjoyable to see coming. And the controls in the game are absolutely lovely. Like, it's really smooth when you have the ability to run this game at high frames. Obviously, for me, as you can see, it's stuttering a lot, and that's just due to me flying at 300 meters a second on a planet surface. So it's having to load all this terrain and calculate physics and all that. So it's not quite enjoying it. But this is what Space Engineers 2 is looking like so far, and I can say without a doubt I am really looking forward to what comes next. So without further ado, I think I'll catch you next week for another one. Bye! Oh, what the fuck? Well then, I seem to have broken the game already. That didn't take too long. I guess flying 300 meters a second into a rock isn't a good idea.